see, record. All right. Well, hello. Happy Monday. Happy day. Second day after Christmas, so the 27th. I hope everybody had a great holiday weekend and you guys are finding time to rest. Some of you have kids that are out of school. Some of you are still out of work, which is awesome. Just get to relax. But I'm happy to be here. For those of you who have no idea who I am and you're new to the team, my name is Chelsea DeSmidt. I am an Emerald Ambassador here on Team Revive, and I live in the amazing state of Florida where it feels like it's summer right now. I'm so sorry for those of you who are dealing with snow. But it's beautiful here, so come on down to visit. But I'm excited because tonight we have an amazing guest. We've had this wonderful lady share her testimony and just what God's doing in her business already on this team. And so many of you already know who she is. I know for me, I look up to her personally, and she's just joined this business not long ago. She's just on fire. Her team is in momentum. So we're going to be able to hear from her in just a little bit. So Miss Latoya is here and ready to share what the Lord's put on her heart. So we're just going to dive in and get started. So I first want to say thank you for showing up tonight. I know it's still considered like a holiday weekend, and a lot of people are, well, actually, we're not even in the weekend anymore. It's a week. It's Monday. But a lot of us are still in holiday mode. So it's hard to want to get on and be business minded, right? But this is not the time to slack. So for those of you who have showed up, I'm so proud of you because there is so much magic that will happen between right now and the very, very last minute of the year. I can't believe I just said that. Usually we say month, y'all. The last minute of the year, 2021, has been very interesting, right? The last 2 years have been pretty interesting. But what we have are the last few moments of the year, and what you do with it is so important. And what I want to talk on tonight very quickly, and then I'm going to pass it over to Latoya. I was kind of nervous to share this. I am a go-getter personality. I'm also not somebody who's like super open and transparent with where I'm at in my life. Usually if somebody says, "Hey, Chelsea, how are you?" I could be falling apart. And I'm like, I'm doing good. I'm just not one to bring a sob story. Like, it's just not my personality. Even when I was walking through all of my crazy health issues prior to Plexus, people had zero idea that I was going through it, because I just wasn't the person that wanted to be like, "Oh, well, this is what's going on." Like, that wasn't my personality. It still isn't. But I feel like this is something that I need to be real and open and honest and transparent, because recently another diamond in Plexus on our Jewel page shared about where she's at in her business. And I literally ugly cried. My husband was asleep next to me. My son was asleep next to me. It was like 12:30 at night. I'm over here like scrolling Facebook because mom life, I couldn't sleep. And I'm like bawling my eyes out thinking, please, I hope this doesn't wake anybody up. But what she shared was so important, and it echoed in my heart. And I just want you guys to know, as a leader on Team Revive, I want you guys to know that we all have moments of discouragement. Okay, just because somebody has hit emerald or sapphire or diamond, or somebody goes like Latoya, she just shot to senior ruby so quickly, right? We all still have moments where it's like, well, what's going on? Or why do I feel this way? Why am I disappointed? Why am I discouraged? So I'm going to share a little bit on that, because the past few months have been a whirlwind for me. Most of you know, I just had an amazing little boy. He's 3 months old. So towards the last trimester of my pregnancy, y'all, I was out for the count. For those of you who have ever been pregnant, third trimester, it just kind of like knocks you from the knees, right? It just like knocks you out. So I was done. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Of course, my mindset was like, I want to do this, but my body was like, no, girl, like, you're going to sleep. You're going to sleep a lot and you're not moving at all. So it was hard for me to keep up with my team. And then I had my baby, and that's when we started Q4 of this amazing contest that we have going on. And for those of you who are on my downline, I literally was like, hey, I'm taking close to 6 weeks off. Like, that's the beauty of this business, right? We get to work really, really hard, prepare for something, and then we get to just chill and thank the Lord for the provision that we have in this business. But it also does create this lack of momentum if the runner isn't running. And I'm always an advocate that you have to be the strongest leader on your team. And So my team has kind of gone backwards. So most of you are like, oh, wow, Chelsea's an Emerald. She must have earned Leaders Retreat. I am here to share with you tonight that I have not earned Leaders Retreat yet. Can you believe that? And honestly, I was so, I cried about this. I really cried about this. And I was so afraid to share this with really anyone. I was afraid to even be open and honest with my upline that I'm like close with. And I'm like, why do I feel this way? Like I just had a baby. I know that I didn't work really hard for the first few weeks of Q4. So I feel like I am cramming all of Q4 into the last week of December, if I'm being honest, because y'all, I am still working towards this. So I want you to raise your hand in honesty right now. Do you still have to earn Leaders Retreat? If you are here and you still want to earn Leaders Retreat, I want you to raise your hand, and there's no shame in this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to encourage each other. We're going to look at our points. We're going to strategize, and we're going to do this together. Because if at the end of this year, if we have not earned Leaders Retreat because we didn't put in the effort, that's on you, right? But if we've put in the effort, we've prayed, and we've released it to the Lord, but we're doing the things, that's a whole different ballgame. So that's what we're going to do. I want to share with you guys something. I'm going to pass it off to Latoya. I actually came across these sermon notes from Bill Johnson, and I was like, whoa, this hit me really, really hard. Becky, you need 95 points. Oh, girl, you got that in the bag. We are in like the best week of the year. So this is perfect. I struggled with disappointment. After I had Judah, I struggled with disappointment in my heart because I felt like I was failing my team because I wasn't showing up the way that I had months prior. I mean, we went from silver to emerald in 11 months. So that kind of momentum is crazy. It's fast. It's insane. And then I had a baby and I was like, whoa. So I dealt with disappointment, and I'm walking through things, and I want to just be really open and honest and just share where we're at, right? Okay, so this is something in notes from Bill Johnson's sermon, and he said, disappointment is the mother of depression. It is depression in diapers. Not dealing with it in the early stages deeply affects our emotional, spiritual, and physical health. Disappointment is a thief. It robs you of a sense of vision and purpose. I feel like so often we can get stuck in the, oh my goodness, this isn't working. Nobody's commenting on my posts. I'm so far from Leaders Retreat. Wah, 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 wah. And what it does is it robs us. It robs us of joy. It robs us of what's in front of us. It robs us of the momentum to keep going. It robs us. And we're not supposed to live in that. We're not children of disappointment. We're children of hope, right? We don't have to live in disappointment. And there's just so much that the Lord wants to do in each of our hearts. And something that I've realized in my journey is that it doesn't have to look like crazy, crazy, crazy momentum all the time, right? There are seasons. There's ebbs and flows to this. There's highs and there's lows. But something that I was singing last night or yesterday during church in worship is, God, you're the same God on the mountaintop that you are in the valley. And right now, I don't feel like I'm in the valley, but my business in some ways feels like it's in the valley, right? It feels like it's in that moment where it's kind of in the low and I'm trying to chug back up top again. But that's okay, because this is my journey. This is my journey. I have a story to tell in this, just like the journey that I had with my health. I had lows in my health, and now I'm back up on top with my health. There's a story to tell in this. So I just want to encourage each of you, it's okay where you're at. Nothing changes though if nothing changes. So if you're at where you are right now because you're not doing anything, nothing changes if nothing changes, right? And in my business, I'm like, hey, if I don't change something, nothing changes. I've invested in an Instagram coach. I've invested in trainings for the last month. I'm like, hey, I'm doing this. Like, we're going to keep on going. We're going to keep on moving. Why? Because if nothing changes, we're going to stay the same. And 2022 is going to look exactly the same for you if you don't change your mindset, if you don't change your perspective, if you don't switch disappointment to hope and encouragement and focusing on what you can accomplish. So I'm excited for all of you. I really, really can't wait to see you at Leaders Retreat because I'm working towards it too. What's crazy is that I was laughing with my husband, like the past 3 quarters, and I don't say this in a boastful way, but it's almost like I haven't had to do much to gain the first few tiers of prizes. It's just the team was in momentum. Everything was fine. The only quarter that I wanted to earn the first year has been a struggle, y'all, a battle uphill, but I'm learning so much right now. I feel like the Lord is using this for an amazing purpose, and teaching me like, hey, it's okay. This is okay. Where you're at is okay. And you're going to learn from this. So anyway, I just poured a bunch of my heart out to you guys, and I really was not wanting to do that, but I felt like I was supposed to. Because it's just real. And I feel like we look at so many jewels and we're like, wow, that person must be making $11,000 a month or 50,000 grand every 2 months. Like, no. You don't know where people's businesses are. And it's okay to glean and learn from people, but you have no idea, right? You've got no idea. But the beauty of this business is that even though my business has been kind of, I don't want to say it's been stale, because y'all, we're still moving. It's been beautiful. It's just different than it was. The Lord is still using this paycheck to pay all of our bills. Okay. That right there is a testimony to the Lord and his goodness and his kindness, even though this is considered a slower season. So I want you to be encouraged. Okay. I'm done. Very happy I got through that without even I turned off my emotions so I wouldn't cry. I'm going to pass this over to the beautiful, wonderful Latoya Lackey. This woman is killing it. Okay. She's killing it. Her team is in hot momentum. And I really believe that she's going to be Emerald probably by, early 2022. What? Let's not relive 2020. JK, 2022. All right, Latoya, I'm going to pass it over to you.
That'll be March of 2022. That jump
yes.
happening. Okay. So hi everyone. And Chelsea, I love that you are sharing your story. And the best thing about it is that it's your story. It's your path. It's the thing that you get to do and learn from. And for those of you that have heard my story before, if you haven't heard my story before, yes, the last month has been amazing. But Chelsea, I'm not brand new to Plexus. I have been in Plexus for 6 years. Those of you that know Alita Langford that sings at all the conventions and all that, I was her very first sign up. Alita and I are best friends. I was like there for the home birth of her children. I mean, the whole nine. And I'm not going to bore you too much with my story. You can go back. I think I was on y'all's page when all this happened a few weeks ago and told my story a little bit more in depth. But what I have seen, I stayed at Senior Gold for 4 years, and I stopped working my business for 4 years, and I made money every month. It was great, but I was in full-time ministry and doing the things and living the dream and not working my Plexus business. And I got back into my Plexus business this year. So February of this year, my points were at 60 points is where I was in February. And we double ranked Ruby and Senior Ruby in November. So it has been, and I didn't even work my business during the summer, really. It was very hit and miss. I mean, it's been amazing to see what the Lord has done. And the one thing I want to encourage you about, guys, is no matter where you are in your journey, I was not ready for this until right now. You have to trust God's timing. That doesn't mean you don't put forth effort. That doesn't mean you don't learn. It doesn't mean you don't grow, but you also have to know that you don't know it all. Okay. And he does. And so I'm sorry, I get a little bit youth pastor for too many years. I get a little bit mommy on you, but you don't know it all, and he does, and he has a plan and he has a reason. And, I shared this before, but I'll say it again. I've heard it said before, you're at the rank you deserve to be at. And when I heard that before, and I was sitting at Senior Gold and I heard you're at the rank you deserve to be at, my mind immediately went to, well, I don't know about that. Like, I've put in a lot of work and I've done all the IPAs and I've done the this and I've done the that, and I've had the posters on the wall and I've, made the Facebook, with all my circles, and I'm going to do this. And I've done all that. I've been there, done that for a long time, and then quit and then came back and then did it again. I mean, if it was work alone that got you there, I should be quadruple diamond at this point, right? I mean, I should just own the entire company if it was just work, but it's not, because work alone doesn't do it. When I heard that right after I hit Ruby, you're at the rank you deserve to be at, I heard it with new ears. And those new ears were, I was living, breathing, learning, leading like a Ruby, like a Senior Ruby, like an Emerald, even though my rank was Senior Gold. Does that make sense? I had started to put in the effort and put in the work. So again, go back and watch that other Facebook feed I did with you guys when I went live on your page. But yes, IPA, Facebook, income producing activity. Sorry. So I put in the work, but that's what changed for me this summer, guys. When I got to July, August, September, October, I started investing in myself. Just what Chelsea said. I started investing in myself. I started investing in one-on-one coaching. I was making sure I was not missing a single power hour that our team had every single day. I realized and recognized when I missed power hour, I didn't do my plexus business well that day. I would let other things get in the way. And I run another business, so I don't, I'm not just plexus. Okay. So there was a lot of things that were getting in my way when I wasn't focused. So when you start to focus on yourself, invest in yourself. So when she said that, I wrote down a couple of things real quick. If you're taking notes, there's 3 things right now that I know of you can invest in right now, today, tonight, right now. Number 1, probably the biggest, most valuable, I would venture to say, as far as content and everything, Kristen Boss has a 3-day social media school, something or other going on. It's like $9, guys. I just signed up for it 2 hours ago. It started today. It's 3 days only. It's 45 minutes a day for 3 days. When I signed up, I actually got it's Social Selling, not Social Selling Academy, but anyway, it's a 3-day something. When I signed up, I actually got a recording of last year's. So I get 2 of these. I get 1.0 and 2.0. I just get chills just saying that. It's $9, and you have to watch all the videos between now and the 1st. So those of you that have that week off, you have a slow week in your regular life, your regular job, whatever's happening in your life, take these next few days and invest in yourself, invest in your team, become that next level leader. When you become that next level leader, your points will catch up. I promise. When I quit using the excuse of, well, I don't know, I've put in a lot of work, but I haven't ranked up. When I quit using that as an excuse, and I said, you know what? The only common denominator here is me and what's going on in here. I'm the only thing stopping me. There's nobody standing in front of my phone or my computer or in front of me at Walmart bumping into a friend from high school that's not letting me bring up plexus. Right? It's me. So I'm the only thing stopping me. So once I started working on me, that's when I started to see a change in my business. So I want to encourage you, those of you that I saw, some of you are like 100 points, 150 points, whatever, from Leaders Retreat. Guys, you have so much time to earn Leaders Retreat. Like, Latoya, we only have 5 days, 4 days. You have 4 days, guys. This is the time of the year to get Leaders Retreat done. Okay. If you've already earned it, you want to get that next level prize, go for it. Push yourself, like push for 2 levels up, just make it happen. When I first joined Plexus, I joined in March. And back then the Leaders Retreat contest was, I think it was the 3rd quarter, whatever that 3rd quarter is. So we were just building our team and growing and doing the things, we're excited. And I mean, we went, pretty fast to, gold, senior gold. But we had no idea what Leaders Retreat was. We didn't even look at it. And all of a sudden, Alita earned Leaders Retreat. So it was Alita and me and one of our other friends, which was a sideline to me for her. And she's like, I'm not going by myself. So y'all better figure it out. Like, we're doing this together. I'm not going by myself. And so we were like, well, I don't even know what we need to have. And so we looked, and I think this was like at a 2-week window. We needed like 24 people. Me and Lisa each needed 24 people in 2 weeks to go to Leaders Retreat. And we're like, you know what? Like Chelsea said, if we push for it with everything we have, what's it going to hurt? At least we can lay down at the end of the month and say, you know what? We truly gave it our very best effort, 100%. So we decided to set alarms on our phone every night at 9 o'clock. We would pray. It doesn't matter where we were. We would stop what we were doing and go somewhere in the bathroom or whatever and pray at 9 o'clock for each other and for our teams and for who God was bringing us. And then we started holding events like mad women. I am talking about, we met at Panera. I went to people's work and did lunch and learns with their whole office. I mean, I did everything I could to be hosting events. So if you've got 4 days left in this week, you need to be having an event every single day the next 4 days. Period. If it's chat parties, if it's a Zoom party, if it's you calling your grandma and saying, Grandma, get the quilting bee together. I'm coming over Tuesday, it's happening. And go to grandma's house and take you some samples and tell them about the things. Okay. So when you get people together, especially face to face, think about this, guys. Some of you are so close. If you met 2 of your friends every day for the next 4 days for lunch, you could get Leaders Retreat. When you have face-to-face conversations with people, they do sign up. I had a sip and see here at my house last week, and it was on Tuesday of Christmas week, guys. Tuesday of Christmas week, I had a sip and see here. I just told my team that was local, I'm like, invite whoever you want, come in. We had 6 people sign up that night. Technically, it was 4 people, and 2 of the ladies signed up their husband right away, so they could get $20 towards their $360 they're going to get when they go sober. Bam. Okay. So don't tell me you can't do this, because I know that you can. So when we got down to 7 days left before Leaders Retreat, 7 days, me and Lisa both needed, I think I needed 17 people and she needed 18 people in 7 days. And you might say, man, that sounds like so big. It was so big. We did not sleep. We did not eat. We did not breathe. We did plexus for 7 days, guys. And do you know what? Me and Lisa both, and the last second of the last day of the contest, earned Leaders Retreat. And we were walking that red carpet. And we were brand new and didn't have a clue what we were doing. We showed up and we were fangirling off of all these people. I was stopping, everybody I could. Sonia Daly, Celeste Gwynn, anybody. I was stopping. I was like, can I get my picture with you? And I was like, hey. And I mean, fangirling. Okay. So, but guys, that was huge. We were able to take our spouses. They were able to get buy-in. You do not want to miss Leaders Retreat. So whatever you got to do it. Okay. Now, don't operate from a place of desperation though. Operate from a place of love and of serving. Okay. Right now, you're in the magical season of in between Christmas and New Year's. Everybody and their mama is thinking about losing weight, getting healthy, New Year's resolutions. They have extra spending money. A lot of them got, money for Christmas, that kind of thing. If they don't have spending money, then you let them know they can sign up, add 3 people, earn $360. If they add 10 people, say you sign up Susie tomorrow and say, Susie, if you host a sip and see Thursday night and get people to your house, if 10 people sign up Thursday night, which is not unheard of, Susie, if that happens Thursday night, girl, you have earned $1,000 this week. Let me help you do that. Why would Susie not want to earn $1,000 this week? That don't even make sense. Like, who's going to tell you no? I'm just saying, I don't need $1,000. What? No, everybody needs $1,000. So 10 people, $1,000. There you go. So that's my go to Leaders Retreat speech. And just so you know, I broke it down. If you add 3 people on your level 1s in the next 4 days, and you get one of those people to silver, that's adding a total of 6 people. I added up all the points that you would get on that. That's 135 points for Leaders Retreat. Right there. You added 3 people and one of your people added 3 people. Guys, totally doable. 100% doable. Who's going to do it? Give me a 1 in the comments. Let me know. I want to know because I'm going to watch you. Okay. So yeah, Kristen Boss is a great thing going on right now. Also, I know Bree Coolidge that has a time management course right now that she's doing. It's on special this weekend for $27, I think, for her time management course. And then Megan Malakovich, I know these are just my friends that I know because they're business and being here so long. So that's why I'm promoting them. And then Megan Malakovich has a goal setting vision casting workshop that she's doing on the 1st. So guys, you can do this. You can invest in yourself. You can take these next few days when everybody else is relaxing and being fat and trying to eat as much as they can before their diet starts. You can be making money and changing people's lives and getting them ready to start the year healthy. And you could be in Orlando with us. Okay. So I want to see you there. Only had one person. Only Donna is going to do this. Only one. So who else is going to do this with Donna? Give me a 1. I'm holding you accountable here. Give me a 1. What's up, KK? I see you, girl. So you can do this. Anytime I get frustrated, I was just looking on my mirror in my bathroom and I thought I need to take down these Post-it notes. I put up Post-it notes, and my Post-it notes through the end of the summer, September, October, I guess, beginning of fall, whatever. My Post-it notes said, what can you do? What do you know? Anytime you get frustrated, start to ask yourself those questions. Don't go down the rabbit hole of nobody wants to talk to me. This doesn't work. No. This does work. We're proof of it. So go down the rabbit hole of, what can I do? What do I know? How can I solve that problem? Don't concentrate on the problem, concentrate on the solution. If you're like, I know I need to post more on social media. How can I do that? Don't sit there and get all, I don't like I hate social media. Let's be real deal. I ain't even looked at Facebook through Christmas. I'm just going to be honest. I ain't made a post. I know it's bad. That's one of my New Year's resolutions, is to actually start posting every day. But if you don't know how, like, I don't know how to do all the Instagram stuff. I was talking to KK about that the other day. I'm like, girl, help us sister out, because I don't know. But you know what? Something I did know to do was to ask KK. Something I did know to do was to go to Facebook and look at social media and look at how to do Instagram, how to cross post and all that stuff. So if you don't know, what I did know to do was to go find it. I always say you can figure out how to build a bomb and deliver a baby on YouTube. So you can figure out how to work your plexus business on YouTube. Okay. You can figure out how to win friends and make friends, influence people. You can figure out how to overcome objections. You can figure out how to meet new people. You can figure out all kinds of things on YouTube. No reason at all to be stuck or ignorant. Okay. So I love this. You guys are smiling at me. Okay. Nobody's hung up yet. That's good. Okay. So, real quick, I do want to, after that was my little end of the month, end of the year thing. Okay. Now, I do want to share something with you, though, the Lord has laid on my heart and has been showing me, just being vulnerable, showing me about myself and my patterns. Everything that we do happens in here, right? We've all heard that our mind is the battlefield, right? So something that I have been learning and listening to, one of the books I'm reading is Switch on Your Brain, Caroline Leaf. If you do not have that, I suggest getting it. Watch some videos of her on YouTube. I just got the book. I haven't gotten very far in it, but I've been watching some videos of hers. And that's been amazing. She is a neuroscientist, but she fuses in scripture and God's word and how God intended our brains to work. And so I've been listening to that. Then I've also been listening to the 12-week year, again on audio, because we did that back when I was in my corporate job. And because I want to hit Emerald, I will hit Emerald by the end of March. That's my goal. Okay. And then I want my runner girl to hit Emerald by June, because we're both going to be in Hawaii. Okay. So in that, I was listening to the 12-week year, which is an excellent book when it talks about goal setting, guys, because when you look at your year and you say, well, in 2022, I want to be at this rank, that's way out there. You can get through several quarters, several months, and not even be anywhere near that goal. But if you say, this is where I want to be here, so let's back this up. What do I have to do this first quarter to be where I need to be on target to hit this goal? And then let's look at the first quarter. So that's what I've been doing the last few days. That's what I'm going to continue to do as I go through the Kristen Boss course over the next couple of days. And I'm saying, okay, what IPAs, what daily activities do I need to be doing consistently? I think, I hate saying this word. I just want to throw up, but I feel like the Lord is making my word for this year consistency. Okay. Y'all pray for me. Okay. I need to be consistent, daily, consistent activity. Do not go to bed until I get the things done, right? So I've made a list of things I need to do every single day if I'm going to hit Emerald. Now, every day I'm going to have to make a decision. If I don't do something, like Latoya, you have 12 weeks. You don't have any time to waste. Wasting a day in a 12-week period is like wasting a week. Okay, you can't do that. So if I skip a day, I only have me to answer to. I only have me to look at in the mirror come the end of March if I'm not sitting in Emerald. I only have me to look at. I can't look to my runner. I need points outside of her. I can't, it's just me, right? So we have to be responsible for us. It's taking that ownership. So it's not just accountability with the sideline, but it's taking ownership. And so one thing that I heard that I wanted to share with you guys is your brain has two parts, and I'm probably going to say these words wrong. So if you know neuroscience stuff, just forgive me. I don't know things. Okay. Amygdala, your amygdala part of your brain is when it is activated, when there is uncertainty or risk involved, that part is activated to get you to turn away from it. Okay. So that keeps you from, walking through the parking lot and you just get that, somebody's hiding or something like that. Protects you, right? That's the part of your brain that's stimulated, your amygdala. Now, that's really great for protection. The problem is when I sit there and say, I'm going to be emerald in March, number one, I hope you believe me because I believe that. Now, if I would have said it 2 months ago, I would have been saying it in faith, which we're going to talk about. But right now I believe it. I concentrate on it. I think about standing on that convention stage and getting my little green thing. Look, I even ordered one online, y'all, $12. There you go. $12. I got me a little one. Okay. Get you one. They got them in all the colors. Okay. So I got this. When I hit Ruby, I ordered this because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get the big one with my name on it, with the little box. And I picture myself there. I picture myself with my little seat thing that says Emerald. And I'm standing there going, I picture that. Okay. I picture looking out from the stage. I get chills talking about it. I picture looking out from the stage and seeing my team at convention. So I am Emerald already. I'm just waiting on my points to catch up. Now, if I say I'm going to be Sapphire by March, immediately, so when I'm talking about being Emerald by March, immediately my prefrontal cortex is lighting up. Okay, all that's happening right now because I see it. I see the big picture. I'm aligning with it. My energy's going to it. It's when you're standing, we used to take cruises and stuff pre-COVID. So it's when you're standing on the cruise ship, balcony, you're looking out over the ocean and you're asking your honey, what would you do if we had $5 million right now? What would we go by? You're just dreaming and you're thinking big. That's your prefrontal cortex. Now, if I said I'm going to be Sapphire by the end of March, immediately that amygdala is kicking in because it's like, wait a minute, you can't picture that. That seems uncertain. Ugh. And your brain starts working against you. Your brain starts trying to come up with reasons why you're not going to do it. So what the Lord has been showing me is when the Bible says that we are to take every thought captive, this is where the Caroline Leaf comes in to the 12-week year. When it says we're to take every thought captive, I know we all know Christianese on here, so I'm just going to say it like it is. If we hear somebody say, oh, I have a headache, and they're like, oh, cancel that word in the name of Jesus. Don't claim that. Don't come into agreement with it. Yes, there's validity to that. But as Caroline Leaf explains it, which totally makes sense to me, having been in ministry for so long, totally makes sense. When we keep having these same patterns repeat over and over and over again, and then we say, okay, well, I'm not going to come into, I used to say I'm not a good leader. I used to say that. I used to think that in myself. And I'll be like, no, I need to retrain that thought. I am a good leader. I am a good leader. Well, every time I'm saying I am a good leader and I don't believe it, what am I doing? I'm actually getting the amygdala to pop up. It's actually creating toxic thoughts in my brain because I really don't believe it. I'm just saying it. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, right? It's the substance of things hoped for. That doesn't mean that we just speak it out. Yes, our words do play a part, but really hoping for something, really having faith for something is believing it. You have come too far to tell me, I've come too far for you to tell me that God doesn't heal. I've come too far for you to tell me that God won't raise the dead. I've just come too far. I've seen too much. You're never going to convince me that those words in the Bible are not true. You're just not. So that is faith. Now, have I raised anyone from the dead? No. Have I laid hands on dead people? Yes, because I want to see somebody raised from the dead. So I lay hands on any dead person anytime I'm around a dead person. Okay, I'm gonna lay hands. Guys, because I'm operating in faith. Real faith is you believe it down in here, whether you see it or not. Now, if I speak something that I really don't believe, I'm creating that toxic thing in here. So I want to challenge you. I want to encourage you, pay attention to your thoughts, because this is what has begun to change for me. This was my shift. Everybody kept asking, what happened? What are y'all doing? What's the magic sauce? What's the magic formula? This is it. I'm finally able to articulate it. This is it. When I have a thought come up that goes against what my goals are, that goes against what the word says, that goes against what I believe to be true, what people have said to me or about me, things that they see in me that I don't see in myself. When I have those thoughts come up, right? We're in momentum right now, right? One of the thoughts I've had to battle is what happens if all of this stops in 2 months, right? But then I'm like, no, wait a minute. Hold up. I stop. I take the thought captive. That's stopping. Okay. That's stopping and just spending just a few seconds to retrain your brain, because your brain will actually rewire itself neurologically with thought patterns. And the better you concentrate on this particular thought pattern over and over and over again, your brain rewires to go there instead of going over here. Okay, scientifically proven, guys. So when I start having that thought of what if we lose it, then I say no. Number one, I'm going to stop. I'm going to say, what can I do? What do I know to do? What can I learn to do to make it not stop, to keep going? What can I do? Everything within me, right? We rely on God, of course, and pray and ask him to fill in the gaps, but I'm going to do everything that I know to do, and then I'm going to stand, right? So if I'm doing everything that I know to do, I have to stop and I have to retrain my brain to not go down the rabbit hole of what happens if we lose it. What happens if we keep going? You know, if I run up against this barrier, how can I overcome it? Well, I know I have leaders around me that have been there, that have done that can advise me. I know that I have Facebook land out there. I know that I have YouTube. I know that I have resources I can go to. I'm not by myself, right? So that gives me hope. So I say, you know what? No, we're not going to lose this. We're not. I'm going to work and find things and pray and ask the Lord, God, what do we need to do next? And we're going to do the things that we know to do. So when you start to retrain that thought on the inside of you, that's when you're really taking every thought captive. So it's not just the thought, but it's the root of the thought. Am I making sense? Am I coming through? Give me a number 5 or something. Let me know. Okay. So if you're retraining that thought, so then I had to get down to, why do I think I'm not a good leader? Why do I feel that way? And guys, this is the hard stuff. The hard stuff is not messaging people. The hard stuff is not posting on Facebook. The hard stuff is not telling people about Plexus. We've got the best product in the world and we know it helps people, period. So that's easy. The hard stuff is getting down in here and digging out all the junk. The hard stuff is the total, complete healing. The hard stuff is the deliverance. The hard stuff is the retraining your brain and lining it up. Every morning I pray and I put on the armor of God. And when I put on the helmet of salvation, I thank the Lord for salvation. And then I say, Lord, help me to take my thoughts captive. Any thought that does not line up with you or with your word, help me to take it captive. And Lord, help me to line it up. Anywhere that I'm out of focus, anywhere I'm out of alignment with you, help me to reestablish that. If there's something I need to learn, if there's something I need to dig up, help me to do that, because these are the hard things. So I had to look and say, why do I feel like I'm not a good leader? Well, I feel like I'm not a good leader because I've been sitting at senior gold for 6 years. I feel like I'm not a good leader because no one had ever gone past gold on my team. I never had anybody go past gold. What if I can't get anybody past gold? What if I can't go past senior gold because I've never done it? And then I can't get anybody else to go that way. I had all of these reasons on the inside of me that I had to dig up. Now, in reality, I was laying down on my leadership. I was quitting on people. If they didn't move right away, I was just moving past them because I got into this for the business. That's just why I came to the table. So I began to see people as prospects, not as people. I wasn't loving people. There were so many other reasons why my team wasn't developing that were not anything that had to do with my actual capabilities or skills. It was all how I was treating people, or how I was following up, or how I was loving them, or any of those things. Does that make sense? So when you have that thought come up, when we've been sitting here talking, those of you that are within 200 points of Leaders Retreat, you are out of your mind crazy if you don't go nuts over the next 4 days and just tell your husband, I will see you New Year's Day. I'll see you, honey. 4 days, I'm out. And just buckle down and do the things. Message the people, comment on their Facebook posts, host the parties, do all the stuff. If you're within 200 points of Leaders Retreat, you have absolutely no reason not to go for this. Now, when I say that right now, those of you whose insides are like, you have something you need to tackle. Why do you feel that way? Why? I want to ask yourself. I'm just going to stop. Just say, ask yourself, if you're freaking out over that, why do I feel that way? After, why do I feel that way? Because I feel that way. What's the result of that? I would venture to say the result is inaction. It stops you. It paralyzes you. You just don't do anything. Or if you do something, you don't do it well because you really don't believe it's going to work anyway. You don't tell people to go silver because you don't even know if they want to go silver and blah, blah, blah. I tell everybody go silver. Silver is not a business. That's what I tell them. 3 people is not a business. That's you having accountability and being successful in your products. If you want more than 3 people, if you want to make some money, let's talk about that. I will show you how to make money. 3 people is not a business. That's you and your mom, your sister, and your best friend, and y'all are getting together and you're getting healthy. That's your Tuesday morning walk, right? So it's all about how we talk to people. But if we're scared to even talk, oh, what if they think I'm trying to get them? They're going to feel that. So you need to get down to that root. We have the most amazing product, the most amazing comp plan, the most amazing communities. Guys, your team is like my dream team. I told Krista the other day, I'm like, girl, I want to know everything. I want to know everything about what you do, how you build your culture. Like, I want Krista's team. That's what I want in my team. Like when we go to leaders retreat, I'm trying to figure out our encounter times. Okay. Like we're going to have Jesus in the room. It's going to be awesome. So maybe we can combine and just everybody, go out. But like, that's where I want to be. So I'm asking her those questions and I'm starting to try to build those things. Right. So guys, we have a support system. We have amazing teams. We have training. There's no reason not to do the things. There's no reason not to bring people along with you. There's no reason why. There might be somebody that you have in your immediate circle right now that you think, you know what, they don't need the money. I'm not even going to talk to them about Flexus. And you don't know, just because they have a nice house, a nice car, they may be up into their eyeballs in debt and not sleeping at night. And $500 extra a month would change their world. 300 a month would change their world. 1,000 a month would change their world. That single mom that needs the money and she's working 2 jobs. What if she didn't have to leave her house on the weekends? What if she got to stay at home with her kids and work from her cell phone and not miss ball games? That's huge. I was raised by a single mama. I know that's huge. If my mom had something like this when I was growing up, she wouldn't have had to work 2 and 3 jobs all the time. So guys, what we have is good. We're not pushing dope. We're not pushing anything that's bad. We are selling things that are good. We are giving people hope. We are giving people life. We are loving them and serving them. And everything we do, there is not one thing to feel bad or anything about with sharing this business or these products. So why not tell everybody you know? Because they need it. So I am going to wrap down. I don't know if we want to take any questions or not. I know I've thrown a lot at y'all and I've been talking really fast. So I'm going to, so Chelsea, if you want to unmute and lead me in the next direction.
Oh, friend, that was so good. I feel like I could just listen to you for like another hour. That was so awesome. I'm like, just keep coming with us. Keep coming with all the gold nuggets. They were so good. I'm like writing stuff down on my phone as you're talking. So good. I'm just blown away. And honestly, I thought that you were just new to this, but that right there is an amazing testimony. You were senior gold for 4 years.
6 years, really. Because I hit senior gold pretty fast when I started, and then I stayed there for 6 years.
Wild. So, I mean, if anyone here has been at a rank for a substantial amount of time, just look at Latoya. Well, look at the Lord. Can we just say, look at the Lord, but look at what the Lord's done in Latoya. It's amazing. I do actually want to open up for just a few questions. If anybody has any questions for Latoya or just regarding the last few days of the month, think about them and let me know. But before I get to any questions, I do want to touch really quickly on the 22-day challenge that we have coming up. It is so important for us to utilize this the best that we can. Just like Latoya was saying, everybody and their mom right now is thinking about cutting out the sugar, doing their, beginning of the year diet, all of that kind of stuff. So getting in on this challenge is so awesome because it gets us new customers very, very quickly. And if we cultivate that relationship as their sponsor and build more trust, hopefully you have a very, very long customer, somebody who buys for a long period of time, and then maybe even shares the business too. So you just never know what this challenge will bring you. It could bring you somebody who just simply wants a 22-day challenge, or you could have somebody whose life is about to drastically change, and they're going to go diamond one day or have a crazy health switch around. So don't limit what this challenge can do. Okay. So use this challenge for the best of the last 3 days or 4 days, whatever we have of this year. Because it really is awesome. I already have quite a few conversations starting just because of the challenge. So share it, get on Facebook Live if you have to, talk about it. Something that I really need to do is jump on live and talk about it. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that. If you guys have any questions, can you either raise your hand if you're on camera or unmute yourself?
While we're waiting on somebody to do that, I saw Emily's comment in here as I believe in the products, but still feel like annoying people with the business part. So I do want to share two things with you there, Emily. One, I would ask yourself why you feel that way about sharing the business. It may be your belief in the comp plan needs to grow. It may be you haven't seen the things that you want to see, so you're scared to share. If you need to borrow belief, borrow my story, borrow Chelsea's story, borrow somebody else's story, borrow that belief until you have it for yourself. And then I always, if I don't completely lead with the business, I still mention the business. I mention sharing with 3 people from the very first conversation. Because if you go after someone just for the products alone, and then you try to bring up the business later, it gets kind of weird. It does for me anyway. Like I would just rather nip it, because now I've had several people say, I've gone after them, girl, you would be crazy awesome in this business. And they're like, you know what? I'm not interested, but the products sound really cool. Great. Let's get you on those. You can always default to the products if you're having that conversation with somebody. So don't be afraid to approach that. And then I always say, very matter of fact, as soon as they hit submit on their order, I say, okay, great. The very next thing we need to do is get 3 people to do this with you. Here's why: because accountability, it shows 80% more success rate. When we have accountability of at least 3 people, we're going to be more likely to be successful on the products and be more likely to be doing them a year from now. And I want you to be successful. And who wants to do this by themselves? Nobody. So who do you know? Let's get, your mom, sister, best friend, and do that. And because Plexus knows the value of this, they're going to give you right now $360 for doing that. So that's going to pay for you and your husband's product, or for you and your first month's product and your second month's product. So let's do that. Like, who can we get on a call? And I just do that right then as soon as they sign up. Like, I don't wait. I had a girl sign up on Monday. I said she was a single mom. I'm like, girl, like I had to actually, I said, she's like, I really want to do this, but I don't have the money. And I knew she didn't. She's a single mom. And I said, girl, look, I'll make a deal with you. I said, if you sign up, I know you need these products, sign up. Let's host you a chat party and get you to silver. And then when you get silver, you can pay me back and I'll front you the money. And she was like, okay. Girl signed up on Monday, hosted a chat party on Tuesday. By Wednesday morning, 9 o'clock, she was silver and I got my money back. So don't be afraid, and again, 3 people is not a business, guys, but they get 3 people, they get $360 and they start thinking, man, be like, girl, if you got 7 more people, that's $1,000 you could have earned. 7 more people. Well, shoot, I know 7 people. They're going to find somebody at that point, because they've already made 360. Why would they not go find 7 more? Right. So that's kind of how I talk to them about the business. So find out where your lack of belief in the business side is, Emily, would be my suggestion for you. So anybody else have a question real quick?
It's like that awkward silence. Okay, Donna, go ahead.
Okay, so Latoya, I've been thinking about what you were saying about how you messaged Danielle, your scary person. Okay, when you did that, did you do any voice messages at all? Or did you only say, hey, Danielle, I really think you'd be good at this? And then did you send why the need Plexus and then the ministry video? How did you do it? Because I'm going to reach out to a scary person.
I love it. Yay, I'm a scary person. I love it. So no, Donna, I did voice message her. I would not scary person text anybody. If you can't get them on the phone, I would do your voice message because I wanted her to hear the sincerity in my voice. And I was just real honest. I'm like, girl, I don't want to mess up our friendship. And I just told her, I said, my friend that does plexus with me asked me who would be my dream teamer, and your name was the first name that came out of my mouth. And here's why I think you would be great at this. And I told her the reasons why. And I said, if you don't mind, I'm going to send you a couple of videos. If you will just take a few minutes and watch them, I would love to at least give you the information and let's have a conversation. If you're not interested, you can tell me, that's totally fine, but I know you would kill this and I would love nothing more than to do this with you. And so I let her know, we're not gonna mess up our friendship. This isn't anything kooky, but I'm legit, feeling this for you. And so I did, and it took about 3 weeks of following up with her because there was a lot going on at church. My pastor's wife, by the way. There was a lot going on at church, and I just kept checking in with her, hanging out in the back of the sanctuary at the end of service, that kind of thing. And just, hey, did you get to check out that video yet? That kind of thing. And then she watched it. She was very interested. We had a 3-way call with my upline. She joined. And Danielle, for those of you that don't know, she went from, she hit silver on October the 29th in October that day. And then November, she ranked from silver up to ruby in November. So I know it's insane. And she don't even know what she did, y'all. She ain't got a clue. She don't even know. But anyway, she's going Super Saturday. She's about to figure it out. And we got silver stars. We went after silver stars. Guys, for any of the quarterly contests, silvers is the way to get the points on the silvers. Silver. So I think our next quarter, it usually is for convention in the first quarter of the year. So there's all kinds of prizes to win at convention, black tie gala, all that stuff. So I am going for it. I want to wear a ball gown. I want a big one. Like I might even wear a tiara. I'm just saying. Okay.
You can rock it.
How do you get people to come to an in-person sip and see? So over Invite, Greta, I do a graphic. I send it to them personally. I call them personally. You want to actually follow up with them personally as well. So don't just like put it out on Facebook and expect people to show up. That's not going to happen. You need to personally invite them, text them, call them, say, hey girl, come and do this. It's not going to be long. I usually, like we did ours at 6:30 and it was raining. I wasn't even sure if people were going to come, to be honest, because of the rain and stuff, but it was 6:30. And so we did it at a time when they're like on their way home from work. It's not that big of a deal. I said, come, we'll, the meat part will be about 30 minutes and then you can leave or you can hang out and snack and visit and whatever. And so, but then you want to remind them, you want to call them, text them that morning, girl, I'm so excited to see you tonight. If they say they can't come, here's the kicker. If they say, you know what, I've got my son's ball game. Like, oh my girl, I do not want you to miss out on this information. Can I call you real fast? Do you have 5 minutes at lunch? Can we talk? I don't want you to miss this. Like, this is good stuff. Can I get you on a call with my upline? Whatever. Can I get you on a call with my friend? That kind of thing. Like, don't lose that. Because if they're legitimately wanting to come and they do have a ball game, you don't just want to lose that. If they could care less, then they'll tell you, no, I'm not interested. And be like, okay, or you can keep digging for that. But anyway, I think that's
Angelica said how to find balance between family and building the business. This is a really, really good one because I feel like a lot of time people say, I don't have the time. I have too much going on. I've got so much going on with my family. Mm-hmm. You guys know me. I'm a really forward person, and I'll just say, you're just not finding the time. And I don't say that in a mean way. I'm just saying there is time. You have to make the time. Obviously, life is crazy, right? We've got days where it's like, oh my goodness, I didn't do anything. Well, you have to find the time. And something that I'm learning is to literally time block. If that means that you wake up 30 minutes earlier to do it because it's important, then you do it. If it means that you are doing it while you're eating lunch, then you do it then. you literally have to time block it, just like you take time to go to work or go to your kid's ball game or whatever. You're blocking out time for things. You block out time for dinner, right? We all have times in the days that we block things out. You have to time block it. So if it's 15 minutes in the beginning of the day and you know that you're going to have 15 minutes toward the end, like, you find what works for you. But if you want a business, you have to treat it like a business. And if you give all that you can for a solid 30 minutes of IPA, I just sent an IPA sheet to all of our Team Revive chats. So you probably have gotten it. Look at that IPA sheet. It's awesome. Time block it and just do it. And then I think another really important thing too, this is something that I struggle with in the beginning. My husband and I are definitely getting better at this. I'm getting better at this, is communicating to my husband. Obviously my baby is not old enough to know what in the world plexus is, but when he does get old enough to know, and I do have more kids, hey, mommy's working right now. Like, this is what I'm doing. I'm time blocking specifically so I can spend time with them. Or if I'm in the car and we're driving somewhere, you know, with my husband, instead of just having my phone in my face, it's important to say, hey babe, I'm working right now. So that way he doesn't feel like I'm ignoring him. Hey, I'm working right now. I'm answering a few messages. Can I have 15 minutes? Right. So making sure that your family knows, because if this starts to suck the life from your family, that's not ever what this was intended for. This is to bring life to your family. So just communicating, I think, is one of the most important things. Latoya, I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Yeah. The Lord talks to me a lot about balance, because that's where I'm like, I can tell I'm a lot like Chelsea, like I'm a go get it. And so I could workaholic big time. Okay. If I needed to. So Proverbs 11:1 says, a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. And that's talking about measuring wheat and barley, but that's the verse that the Lord gave me when I was very out of balance. So I always try to remember, I don't want to do anything that's an abomination to him. And when I first started, I was actually working with my husband and his business. We were working 50, 60-hour weeks when I first started Plexus. So what I would do is on Sunday night, I would sit down, I would take an hour, Sunday night, 30 minutes, however long it took me, and I would make a prospecting list for the next week. And I had every single day of the week, I had 3 to 5 names with their phone numbers on there. So every day I knew I ran 15 minutes up the road to grab hamburgers for everybody and 15 minutes back and drive-through time. So I had like 35 minutes to make phone calls. So every day when I got in my car, I had 5 people to call. I didn't have to sit there and think about it. I didn't have to look up phone numbers. I had 5 people every day at lunch. And my first 6 months, I made an average of $1,000 a month, my first 6 months in Plexus. And that was back in the day when the comp plan was not like it is now. Trust me, I would have been rolling back then. Okay. So not like it is now. So, take an hour, take 30 minutes on Sunday night and plan out, these are the 5 people I'm going to call every day at lunch or on my ride to work or on my ride home, and have their phone numbers. That way you don't have to think about it. And don't leave them a message saying, I want to talk to you about Plexus. Say, Stephanie, girl, you have got to call me. Like, call me back immediately. I have got to talk to you. I've got to tell you something. Stephanie's going to call. She's going to be like, what is Latoya got going on? I need to know. And so that's how you know what I'm saying? So, but if you plan ahead, then it makes the most of that. If you only have 15 minutes, you're not sitting there for 15 minutes wondering, who do I need to message? What should I do right now? You're actually doing the work. So that's a huge thing.
That's so good. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up. I like to keep it to where we all are at least about an hour or so. But if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to drop it in one of the Team Revive threads. If you have something specific for Latoya, we will totally shoot that question over to Latoya, or you can find her on Facebook. I know that she's on there. So anyway, we're going to close out the night with some prayer, and I'm just excited, y'all. Like, we literally are on the last few days of the year. So, and this is the last Zoom of 2021. How exciting is this? So much good stuff has happened this year, and I'm just really, really proud of each of you. So let's pray, and we'll wrap it up. So God, we just honor you, God. We love you. We thank you. We thank you for just what you've done in 2021 and in each of our lives and our families' lives, God, for the valley moments that you've been teaching us, God, for those mountaintops where we can it's just a time of a breath of fresh air when we feel like we're on the mountaintops, God, but that we would learn to just take in deep breaths in the valley and to look to you in those moments. God, we thank you that you never change. And that even in these moments where maybe we feel disappointed or we feel like we have to work a little bit more, whatever the case is, God, you are the one that helps us to operate from a place of love and not to strive. God, I pray that each person on this chat tonight would just feel the weight lifted off of them, that we don't have to strive for anything, that we don't have to bang our heads against the wall or force people to buy anything, but God, that you would just give us a heart of love, that you would help us to just come to a place where we can talk to people on a heart-to-heart level, that we can hear them, that we can see them, that we can know them, and that we can share what you are doing in Plexus and these products, and that they are life-changing, that they are amazing, and that they can do wonders for their body, God. Just pray that you would bless each family who's represented on this chat tonight. God, that you would just give them fire and fuel for the last few days of this month to run hard with this business, that you would speak to them about where their mind has to be focused for 2022. God, that you would give us vision. I just pray right now, vision over each family and person on this Zoom tonight, God, that we would have vision for 2022, that we would not walk into this year like we're in the wilderness, God, but that we would have our feet firmly planted on solid ground, and that we would have vision for what you have for us. God, we just walk into this next year with open hands. And in that moment, God, where we walk with open hands, it might look scary for some of us, and we might feel like we're out of control. But God, I pray that you would keep us centered and just steady in your truth. Anyone tonight who's dealing with doubt over this business, or if their voice really matters, or if people are going to listen to them with Plexus, God, I just pray that your truth would speak louder. And I just speak the identity of Christ over each person. More than anything, God, we would not find our identity in our businesses. We would not find how good we're doing and how good our business is, or how bad we're doing and how bad our business is. Whatever it looks like, we are not a product of our business, God. We are sons and daughters. God, we thank you for what you're doing. We thank you for the provision that you bring through Plexus, but God, we know that it's you. It's only and always you. So we bless you, God. We thank you for 2022. We thank you for this team, for this Holy Spirit, God-centered team. And I pray more than anything, God, that we would be a team of revival. We would be a team that brings people to you. So we love you, Lord. We thank you. We thank you for Latoya, and we just pray even more on her team, God. We honor her. We thank you for bringing such light and encouragement into this meeting tonight. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, friends. Well, we love you. We're 7 minutes over, but I like actually spending time with each of you. So we will see you next year. That's so crazy, in 2022. And let's kill it, y'all. Let's get to Leaders Retreat if you haven't yet. See you guys.